The camera fades in slowly. A soft metallic sound echoes, and a single silver dime spins across a dark wooden table under a beam of light. Have you ever wondered if the loose change sitting quietly in your drawer, or the dime hiding in an old coin jar, could secretly be worth a fortune? Right now, somewhere in America, collectors are paying unbelievable amounts of money for a few extremely rare Mercury dimes. Not hundreds, not thousands, but life-changing sums that most people would never expect from something so small. And here is the shocking truth. Some of these coins are still out there, sitting unnoticed in collections, hidden inside inherited boxes, or even resting quietly in circulation for decades before someone finally discovers what they really have. Today on US MintX, we are uncovering 3 of the most valuable and mysterious Mercury dimes that have stunned the modern auction world. These are not ordinary coins. Each one carries history, rarity, and an explosive value that collectors are fighting over. But here is what makes this story even more thrilling. One of the coins we are about to reveal today has recently shocked the auction market with a value that most people would never believe, and the coin we are starting with might look ordinary to an untrained eye. Yet experts say this specific dime could secretly be a hidden treasure that many people have accidentally spent, lost, or ignored for years. So before we dive into this incredible discovery, make sure you stay with us until the end of the video, because the last coin on today's list may completely change the way you look at every dime you see. And if you love rare coins, hidden treasures, and real stories from the American auction world, make sure you subscribe to US MintX, because this channel brings freshly updated discoveries every single day. Coin number 1. Now take a deep breath, and let's uncover the first mysterious coin. The year was 1944. The world was still deep in the intense years of the Second World War. America's mints were working around the clock, producing coins that would circulate across the nation during one of the most important periods in US history. During this time, the Denver Mint struck millions of Mercury dimes. Most of them traveled through ordinary pockets and cash registers used in daily life, slowly wearing down over time. But among those countless coins, a few extraordinary pieces were born with something different. One of those pieces is the 1944 Mercury dime with the D Mint mark, a coin that at first glance looks simple, but to trained collectors, it carries a powerful presence that commands attention. When you look at the front of this coin, the design immediately reveals one of the most recognizable images in American numismatic history. The obverse shows the portrait of Liberty wearing a winged cap, symbolizing freedom of thought. Many people often mistake this design for the Roman god Mercury, which is how the coin received its famous nickname. The detail on Liberty's profile is graceful yet strong. The flowing hair beneath the winged cap gives the coin movement and elegance, while the word Liberty stretches along the rim. Just beneath the portrait, the date 1944 quietly marks the year this historical coin entered the world. Turn the coin over, and the reverse design carries a powerful symbol of unity and strength. At the center stands a fasces, a bundle of rods tied together with an axe blade, representing authority and collective power. Wrapped around the fasces is a delicate olive branch, symbolizing peace. The inscription, United States of America, surrounds the design, along with the denomination, 1 dime. And just beside the bottom of the fasces sits a tiny but incredibly important detail, the D Mint mark, representing the Denver Mint. This tiny letter may seem insignificant to most people, but to collectors, it can mean the difference between an ordinary coin and an astonishing hidden treasure. The Mercury dime itself was designed by the talented sculptor Adolph A. Weinman, and it first appeared in American pockets in 1916. His design was widely praised for its beauty and symbolism, quickly becoming one of the most beloved coin designs ever produced by the United States Mint. The 1944 issue followed the same specifications that defined the Mercury dime series. The coin was struck from a composition of 90% silver and 10% copper, giving it a brilliant metallic shine when preserved in good condition. It carries a precise weight of 2.5 grams. The diameter measures approximately 17.9 millimeters, giving the coin its compact but elegant appearance. Its thickness is about 1.35 millimeters, and the reeded edge creates the fine ridges that collectors carefully examine when verifying authenticity. But the coin we are talking about today has something visually striking that immediately separates it from ordinary examples. Collectors have reported rare specimens of the 1944D Mercury dime that display a mysterious darkened or black-toned surface, a natural aging effect that occurred over decades. In very fine condition, this deep shade combined with strong remaining details gives the coin an almost dramatic appearance, as if time itself has sealed its story into the silver. To ordinary eyes, such toning might appear unusual or even undesirable. But experienced collectors know that natural toning, especially when evenly spread and authentic, can actually increase desirability and collector excitement. It transforms the coin from a simple piece of silver into a historical artifact with personality and visual depth. Now here is where the suspense begins to grow. While millions of Mercury dimes were produced in 1944, only a very small number survive today in very fine condition with the specific characteristics collectors are searching for. Decades of circulation wore down most coins. Many were melted for silver during rising metal prices. Others simply vanished into forgotten places. This natural loss over time quietly reduced the surviving population. And when collectors begin competing for the remaining high-quality pieces, the auction room becomes electric. Today, the 1944D Mercury dime, in very fine condition with the distinctive black shade, has become one of those coins that serious collectors hunt with relentless determination. Every year, new collectors enter the market. Silver coins continue to gain attention, and rare Mercury dimes remain one of the most respected series in American coin collecting. That growing demand is exactly what pushes the value of these rare coins higher and higher. And now comes the moment many viewers have been waiting for. Recent auction activity has revealed that a 1944D Mercury dime, in very fine condition with the distinctive dark toning, has reached an astonishing market value of $264,000. Yes, $264,000. For a coin small enough to rest quietly in the palm of your hand. This is not imagination. This is the real and current auction market reality. The price I am sharing with you reflects the current market environment where collectors are actively competing for exceptional pieces. And experts believe something even more exciting. The value of rare Mercury dimes continues to rise year after year. As more collectors enter the market and surviving coins become harder to locate, the pressure on prices only grows stronger. Which means a coin like this is not simply valuable today. It represents a treasure whose value may continue climbing in the future. Now imagine this for a moment. Somewhere across the country, an old coin jar sits untouched. Inside, it could be a Mercury dime that has been quietly waiting for decades. Most people would spend it without thinking twice. But collectors know better, because sometimes the smallest coin in your pocket can secretly be one of the greatest hidden treasures of American numismatic history. For collectors searching for pieces like this, patience and knowledge are the most powerful tools. Always examine the date carefully. Look closely at the mint mark just beside the facets on the reverse. Study the condition of Liberty's hair and winged cap on the obverse. And pay attention to natural toning, surface quality, and the sharpness of details. Even a coin that appears ordinary at first glance could turn out to be something extraordinary when examined closely. Professional grading and authentication can also reveal surprises that many people never expect. And this is why coin collecting continues to captivate millions of people across the United States. It is not only about history, it is about discovery. Because every once in a while, someone opens an old box, examines a forgotten coin, and realizes they have been holding a treasure all along. The 1944D Mercury dime, with its dark, mysterious shade, is a perfect reminder that history sometimes hides its greatest rewards in the smallest places. And if this coin has already amazed you, the next two coins we will reveal in this video carry even deeper mysteries that have stunned collectors and shaken auction houses. So stay with us, because the next discovery might be even more unbelievable. And remember, here on US MintX, we bring you freshly updated rare coin discoveries every single day. Next up, the camera slowly returns. The sound of a metal coin gently sliding across a wooden surface echoes again, and the light focuses on another small silver dime. A coin so ordinary in appearance, yet so powerful in the collector world that it has stunned auction rooms across the United States. Most people would look at it and see nothing more than an old dime with a few brown spots on its surface, something worn, aged, maybe even forgotten. But collectors see something completely different. They see history. They see rarity. And sometimes they see a hidden treasure quietly waiting to be discovered. Today on US MintX, we continue our incredible journey into the mysterious world of rare Mercury dimes. And the second coin on our list might be one of the most surprising discoveries of them all. Because the coin we are about to reveal is often overlooked by ordinary people. Many individuals have held this coin, spent it, or ignored it simply because it did not shine like a new coin. Yet collectors know that some of the most powerful treasures in numismatics are the coins that time has quietly touched. This is the fascinating story of the 1927 Mercury dime with the D mint mark, a coin that carries almost a century of American history inside a piece of silver smaller than a thumbnail. Let us begin with the design that made the Mercury dime one of the most beloved coins ever created by the United States Mint. When you look at the front of this coin, your eyes are immediately drawn to the elegant portrait of Liberty wearing the famous winged cap. The wings symbolize freedom of thought and the spirit of progress. For decades, many Americans believed this image represented the Roman god Mercury, which is exactly how the coin earned its legendary nickname, the Mercury dime. But in reality, the figure is Liberty herself, strong, graceful, and symbolic of the ideals of the nation. Across the rim of the coin, the word Liberty stretches boldly, while the date 1927 sits just beneath Liberty's profile. Even in coins that have circulated for years, the beauty of this design continues to shine through. Now turn the coin over, and the reverse design tells a powerful story about unity and strength. At the center stands the fasces, a bundle of rods tied together around an axe blade. This ancient symbol represents strength through unity and authority through cooperation. Wrapped around the fasces is a delicate olive branch representing peace. This combination of power and peace made the design deeply meaningful during the time it was created. Surrounding the design are the words United States of America and the denomination 1 dime. And then there is the tiny but incredibly important detail that collectors search for with great excitement: the small letter D located near the bottom of the reverse design. This letter represents the Denver Mint, the facility responsible for producing this historic coin. Although it may look small and unimportant to most people, this single letter transforms the coin into something far more special in the eyes of collectors. The Mercury dime was designed by the renowned sculptor Adolf A. Weinman, whose artistic vision helped create one of the most admired coin designs in American history. First introduced in 1916, the Mercury dime quickly became a favorite among the public because of its beauty and symbolism. By the time 1927 arrived, the United States was living through the Roaring Twenties, a time of economic growth, cultural change, and expanding industry. Coins like the Mercury dime circulated through bustling cities, busy train stations, and small-town markets across the country. Millions of these coins passed from hand to hand during everyday life. But something extraordinary happened over time. While the Mint produced large numbers of coins during that era, only a very small percentage survived decades of circulation in collectible condition. Many were worn down by constant use. Others were lost, melted, or forgotten in places where they may never be found again. The coin we are talking about today is particularly fascinating because it exists in almost fine condition, showing clear signs of circulation while still preserving the important details that collectors study carefully. But there is another visual characteristic that makes this coin even more intriguing. Some surviving examples of the 1927D Mercury dime display natural brown spotting across the surface of the silver. These spots are not damage. They are a natural result of decades of chemical reactions between the silver metal and its environment. For experienced collectors, these marks tell a story. They show that the coin has aged naturally over many decades, developing a surface character that proves its authenticity and long journey through American history. And surprisingly, these brown spots can make certain coins even more interesting to collectors who appreciate the individuality of naturally aged silver. Now let's talk about the physical details that define the Mercury dime. The coin was struck using a metal composition of 90% silver and 10% copper, a formula that gave the coin strength while preserving the beautiful shine of silver. Each Mercury dime weighs precisely 2.5 grams. The diameter measures approximately 17.9 millimeters, giving the coin its compact, circular shape that easily fits between two fingers. The thickness measures around 1.35 millimeters, while the edge features fine ridges known as reeds. These ridges were originally designed to prevent people from shaving tiny amounts of precious metal from the coin's edge. Even today, collectors examine these details closely when verifying a coin's authenticity. Now the real suspense begins. The 1927D Mercury dime is widely recognized among collectors as one of the more challenging coins to locate in desirable collectible condition. While the Denver Mint did produce a respectable number of coins that year, the majority of them circulated heavily during the following decades. As time passed, high-quality surviving pieces became increasingly difficult to find. Many collectors spent years searching through thousands of Mercury dimes, hoping to discover a 1927D example worth adding to their collection. But coins in almost fine condition, with the distinctive brown spotting and strong identifying details, became particularly intriguing to specialists. because each surviving coin carries the marks of its journey, and each one tells a story about how it survived nearly a century of circulation. And when collectors realize that only a limited number of these coins still exist in collectible condition, the excitement in the marketplace begins to grow. Auction houses have witnessed intense competition among collectors determined to secure these rare pieces. Each appearance of a genuine 1927D Mercury dime creates waves of attention among serious numismatists who understand the coin's long-term importance. And now we arrive at the moment that reveals why this coin has captured so much attention. A 1927 Mercury dime with the D mint mark in almost fine condition, displaying the distinctive brown spotting, has recently reached a remarkable market value of $285,000. Yes, $285,000. For a coin that many people might easily overlook because of its aged appearance. This price represents the powerful reality of today's rare coin market, where collectors recognize historical significance and rarity even when a coin shows the marks of time. The value I am sharing reflects the current market environment, where demand for rare Mercury dimes continues to grow stronger every year. Experts across the numismatic community believe that coins like the 1927D Mercury dime may continue gaining value as collectors search for surviving examples. And as the years pass, these coins only become more scarce, which means the excitement surrounding them grows even stronger. Imagine discovering a coin like this hidden inside an old family collection, resting quietly in a small envelope or sitting unnoticed in a forgotten jar of coins. Many people unknowingly spend rare coins every single day simply because they do not recognize what they are holding. But knowledgeable collectors understand that history sometimes hides enormous treasures in the smallest objects. If you are searching for coins like this, always examine your Mercury dimes carefully. Look closely at the date and confirm the mint mark on the reverse. Study the condition of Liberty's winged cap and the fasces on the reverse design. Even coins with visible wear may hold incredible value if the key details remain clear. Pay attention to unusual surface characteristics like natural toning or spotting, which can reveal the authentic aging process of silver coins. And whenever you suspect you have discovered something special, professional authentication and grading can confirm the coin's identity and unlock its true value. Because in the world of rare coins, knowledge can transform a simple discovery into a life-changing moment. The 1927D Mercury dime with brown spotting is a perfect example of how an aged, humble coin can secretly hold extraordinary importance in the collector world. It is a reminder that treasure does not always shine brightly at first glance. Sometimes it hides behind the quiet marks of time, waiting patiently for someone who knows where to look. And here on US MintX, we continue bringing you these incredible discoveries every single day with fresh updates from the rare coin world. But stay with us, because the third and final coin in today's video may be even more shocking than the first two. And once you see it, you may never look at a simple dime the same way again. Next up, the camera slowly fades in again, and the room grows quiet. A final coin slides gently into the light. At first glance, it looks ordinary. A small silver dime with a slightly gray-black surface, aged by time, carrying the quiet marks of decades. Most people would see nothing special. Many would toss it into a jar, drop it into a vending machine, or spend it without even giving it a second thought. But in the world of serious collectors, coins like this can stop conversations in auction rooms. They can trigger intense bidding battles. They can turn a simple discovery into something that feels like uncovering a buried treasure. Today on US MintX, we reveal the third and final coin in our incredible journey through hidden Mercury dime treasures. And this coin carries a powerful reminder that sometimes the most extraordinary wealth hides inside the most ordinary appearance. This is the mysterious 1930 Mercury dime with no mint mark, a coin struck nearly a century ago, quietly traveling through American history, and today commanding enormous attention from collectors across the United States. To truly understand why this coin has become so fascinating, we must begin with the design that made the Mercury dime legendary. When you examine the front of the coin, you immediately see the elegant portrait that has captivated collectors for generations. Liberty faces left, wearing the famous winged cap. Those wings symbolize freedom of thought, a powerful idea representing intellectual liberty and the spirit of innovation. Because of those wings, many Americans believed the design represented the Roman messenger god, Mercury. That misunderstanding eventually gave the coin its famous nickname, the Mercury dime. But the image is actually Liberty herself, a powerful symbol of American ideals. The word Liberty stretches boldly along the edge of the coin, while the date 1930 appears clearly beneath Liberty's portrait. Even coins that have circulated for many decades still carry the elegance of this artistic masterpiece. Now turn the coin over, and the reverse design reveals one of the most meaningful symbols ever placed on American currency. At the center stands the fasces, a bundle of wooden rods tied tightly together with a blade at the top. This ancient symbol represents strength through unity. One rod alone may be weak, but when bound together with others, they become powerful and unbreakable. Wrapped around the fasces is a graceful olive branch, representing peace. The combination of strength and peace sends a timeless message about the ideals of the United States. Surrounding the design are the words United States of America and the denomination 1 dime. But there is something extremely important about this particular coin. When collectors examine the reverse carefully, they notice something missing. There is no mint mark. That absence tells us the coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which historically did not place mint marks on many coins during that period. For casual observers, the missing mint mark might seem meaningless. But in the collector world, identifying the mint location is one of the most critical parts of evaluating a coin's rarity and significance. The Mercury dime itself was designed by the brilliant sculptor Adolf A. Weinman, whose artistic vision created one of the most admired coin designs in American history. Introduced in 1916, the Mercury dime quickly became a favorite among Americans because of its beauty and symbolism. By the time 1930 arrived, the United States was entering a difficult economic era. The Roaring Twenties had ended, and the nation was stepping into the early years of the Great Depression. Coins like the 1930 Mercury dime circulated through grocery stores, rail stations, factories, and farms across the country. Millions of people use them every day for ordinary purchases. But time has a powerful way of changing the fate of coins. Many Mercury dimes were heavily used during decades of circulation. The constant exchange between hands slowly wore away the fine details of the designs. Others were lost forever, dropped into rivers, buried in the ground, or forgotten inside old buildings. Large numbers were also melted down decades later when silver prices rose dramatically. All of these factors quietly reduced the number of surviving coins. The particular examples of the 1930 Mercury dime that excite collectors today often display a distinctive gray-black surface tone. This color develops naturally when silver reacts with air, moisture, and environmental elements over long periods of time. To an untrained eye, the darker tone may appear dull, but experienced collectors recognize something completely different. They see authentic aging. They see originality. They see a coin that has lived a long life and preserved its natural character without artificial cleaning or alteration. When such a coin also survives in very fine or very good condition, collectors become extremely interested. In very fine condition, important design elements remain visible. Liberty's winged cap still shows definition. The lines of the hair remain partially clear. On the reverse, the fasces and olive branch retain recognizable details. Even in very good condition, where wear is more noticeable, the major features of the coin remain identifiable and historically meaningful. Coins like this become prized because they represent genuine survivors of American history. And when collectors compete for genuine pieces that have survived nearly 100 years, the excitement in the marketplace becomes intense. Over the years, the 1930 Mercury dime without a mint mark has quietly built a strong reputation among specialists who study the series. While millions were originally minted, far fewer remain today in collectible condition. Many collectors assembling complete Mercury dime sets actively search for examples that show authentic surfaces, natural toning, and clear identifying features. Because every time a coin like this appears on the market, it represents an opportunity that may not appear again for a long time. Auction houses have witnessed remarkable attention surrounding rare Mercury dime examples, especially those that display unique aging characteristics like the gray-black tone seen on some 1930 coins. And now we arrive at the moment that reveals why this coin has captured the imagination of collectors. A 1930 Mercury dime with no mint mark, displaying the distinctive gray-black appearance and preserved in very fine to very good condition, has reached an incredible market value of $254,000. Yes, $254,000. For a single dime, that many people might overlook simply because it appears dark and old. This value reflects the powerful demand within the rare coin market today. Collectors recognize the historical importance, scarcity, and authenticity of coins like this. The price I am sharing represents the current market environment where serious collectors are actively competing for remarkable Mercury dime specimens. And experts across the numismatic world believe that coins like this may continue rising in value as time passes. The reason is simple. Every year more collectors enter the rare coin market, but the number of surviving historic coins never increases. In fact, it often decreases, which means coins like the 1930 Mercury dime become even more desirable with each passing decade. Imagine discovering one quietly hidden in an inherited collection, resting inside an old envelope, or sitting unnoticed in a box of coins collected by a grandparent many years ago. Stories like that happen more often than people realize. Because sometimes the greatest treasures in American history are small enough to disappear inside a pocket. For collectors searching for rare Mercury dimes, the most important step is learning how to examine coins carefully. Always check the date first. Study the reverse design to determine whether a mint mark is present or missing. Observe the natural color of the silver surface and avoid coins that appear artificially cleaned. Look closely at Liberty's winged cap and the fasces on the reverse to evaluate the remaining detail. Even coins that appear worn may still carry extraordinary importance if they are authentic survivors with natural surfaces. And whenever you believe you may have found something special, professional grading and authentication can reveal the coin's true identity and unlock its real value. Because in the world of rare coins, knowledge is the key that turns an ordinary object into a remarkable discovery. The 1930 Mercury dime, without a mint mark, stands as a powerful reminder that hidden treasure does not always sparkle. Sometimes it appears quiet, aged, and almost forgotten. But for those who understand its story, it represents history, rarity, and the possibility of incredible value. And here on US MintX, we continue bringing you these fascinating discoveries every single day with fresh updates from the rare coin world. So the next time you see a small silver dime, take a closer look. Because you never know when a simple coin might actually be a treasure hiding in plain sight.